All right, Madam Chair, we will continue to move on. One of the things that I just want to remind everybody, tonight's presentations of these policies, that looks very intimidating on the agenda. Tonight, remember, what we're going to do with the policies is we're just going to give you like a quick preview of them tonight. So there's not really a discussion about them tonight. This is just for your information and a preview. Then actually in December, we'll actually bring them for first reading. So you'll have between now and December to look at them. If you'll recall, that's one of the requests I think got made previously, that you just like hey, here's where the policy is coming from. So you can use that context as you're reviewing it for the first time. So that's what we've decided to do. I didn't want y'all to panic over the fact that we're going to discuss then what looks like 8 or 9 policies. So we're going to do a first reading of those policies in December. And then our second reading of those policies will be in January, where we will take our actual vote. So this is consider this like the trailer of a movie. You're going to see just a brief part of that tonight. And we have a couple from Mr. Caldwell and Mr. Stacy.
Thank you, Dr. Little. Madam Chair, members of the board, I actually, for student services, only have one. I think you have been provided a folder with some red line policies. One for student services is policy JFABF, which is students in foster care. And basically what this policy does is bring into policy what is currently our practice. It mandates now that we have a relationship with DSS, that we provide equal access to our students who are in foster care and with as little disruption and easier transition possible. It provides some common language and definitions around what foster care means, what the school of origin, costs involved, who the district's point of contact is, transportation processes, enrollment and student placement processes. So again, as Dr. Little said, we provided this for you for your review. So over the next month, if you have any questions, certainly contact our office. And in December, we will bring this policy with a little bit more detail to you and ask for a first reading.
Mr. Caldwell, how many students do we have in foster care in Lexington?
I totally anticipated that question about 20 minutes ago. So I don't know that, but I can certainly find that out.
Mr. Caldwell, I did read a little bit in there that we want to try and keep the student in their home school if at all possible.
That's right.
Does the McKinney-Ventnor come into play into that?
That is the same the same mentality, I guess, of the McKinney-Vento Act. A student who has become homeless or has been placed in foster care, if it is in that student's best interest, we have a determination hearing. And in most cases, yes, we do everything we can to keep them in their school of origin, which is why there's some information about transportation and the costs associated with that. If it is determined it's in the student's best interest to change schools, then of course we would do that as well. But normally we do try to keep those students in their home, in their school of origin.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Caldwell.
I have a question,
Yes,
Jada.
ma'am.
This is Jada. So how does this play into policy JFAB? Or is that just a completely different policy? Because I know JFAB mentions some things about living out of district, non-resident students.
Well, okay, I'm not looking at policy JFAB, but I'm assuming what that is. That's the policy that allows certain students to enroll who don't live in our district.
Right.
This really doesn't apply, because if a student becomes a ward of the state and is given to a foster family temporarily, that foster family probably lives in our district. If that student wanted to stay in their school of origin, they could do that. So if we had a student that was placed in foster care out of district, but wanted to remain in their school of origin, we would allow that to happen. So it's not really a residency issue, or it's not really a special permission to come out of district. It is when a student's been temporarily displaced from their home for some reason.
Okay. Usually we just don't add a letter onto the end of a policy, so I didn't know if we were.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
As far as the codification goes to that, I can't speak to that.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.